Yeah,
I like Nohl Williams here. I'm just saying he is a guy that I really, really love. And if when draft day comes, admittedly, Daniel put me on him, one of Daniel's close friends. He put me on him. And when you turn on the tape, it's just undeniable. For me, it makes a lot of sense. Some team's going to wind up getting a very, very good player. Nohl Williams makes a lot of sense here at cornerback. The Bengals have question marks after this year when it comes to the cornerback position. Danny, you can pull up his tape. I believe he played at 2 different colleges.
Yeah, he played at UNLV and he played at Cal. I'm a huge fan of him, and I think that if we're talking corner,
and you're talking about Al Golden's system,
yes,
Nohl Williams
him and Makuba is a fire addition to that
fire.
Al Golden
And you want to
system,
talk about what Al Golden loves? Al Golden loves press man corner, standing at 6'1", that can make tackles. He led the college football nation as a corner with 7 interceptions this past year. To me, it's absolutely undeniable. That guy's going to wind up being a great player. And you want to talk about a guy that can tackle?
Yeah,
that is Nohl Williams.
Totally. I'm a huge fan of him, and I think if you're talking about a guy. Some people may consider this a reach. I'm looking for good football players. This is a guy like I've known him for a while. He's loved the game of football, and this is a guy you have no questions about him coming into a new team and working his ass off, right? Went from UNLV, went to Cal, and immediately became their best cornerback. And this is a guy who's prototypical size, 6 foot, physical. And we're talking about a guy, I have no qualms. I guarantee this dude steps right in, and he will have battles against George Pickens. He will have battles against DK Metcalf. People talk about some of the best receivers in this year's draft class. You know, a guy from Stanford, Alec Iomaner. Nohl Williams at 6'1" absolutely dogged him in the run game. You look at last year, Rome Odunze, you know, they played up against Washington. Absolutely dogged him in the run game. I want a guy who's physical. I want a guy who can tackle, and I want a guy who just knows how to find the ball in the air, and that's Nohl Williams. So
he's a guy that also Al Golden is not going to have any problem leaving on an island, because in Al Golden's system, all these corners are going to be required to do a lot. And right now, you have to ask yourself, the Bengals corners struggled a lot in these one-on-one situations, albeit they were playing a zone type coverage. But when you talk about a guy like Nohl Williams, who can really apply pressure on opposing wide receivers and opposing quarterbacks with his ball hawking ability, man, I think he's a special player, and he can play zone too.
Yes,
I want to point out too, because I was advocating for defensive tackle for Jamari Caldwell, who has been great against the run, been great against the pass. But I want to say to your point, and why I won't fight you on Nohl Williams, is because as much as we feel like there's a logjam at corner right now, we need to be real with ourselves and look a little bit into the future. And on top of it never being enough as it is, as I advocate for all the time, I've been saying for years, every year they need to draft corner higher. They need to sign veteran corners. You just got rid of Mike Hilton. And guess what? After this season, Cam Taylor-Britt's gone and Dax Hill is gone. Now you can bring them back, but that's two corners that you got to replace. 3 if you include Mike Hilton, because you haven't done it yet. And then DJ Turner has 1 year left on his deal after that too. So in the next 2 years, you're about to turn over your entire cornerback room.
Yeah.
So unless you do something to try and address that right now, and as much as I want to believe in Fig Newton, in DJ Ivey, I'm not putting all my eggs in the basket of a 5th and 7th round pick coming off a serious injury. So I do like the idea of adding a corner who has a lot of that ball winning man press defense upside there where you can get the most of him.
And we had our poll finished off with the guy we'll be going with, Nohl Williams, corner from Cal.
All right. Yes, sir.
I appreciate the scout team having my back on that one.